Assalamu alaikum. I'm audible to all. Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of the Pakistan Association of Dental Students, I welcome all the dental and medical students, graduates, and faculty members of the different institutes. This is Sarah Jamil, Director of Standing Committee on Research and Education.
And this is me, Tayyaba Rasool, one of the project heads of these webinars, also serving as Associate Director for Standing Committee on Research and Education and Scientific Council. We welcome you all.
Pakistan Association of Dental Students is a non-profit organization, and you all know it is a full country representative of International Association of Dental Students, representing interest of all the dental students nationally and internationally. Vision of Pakistan Association of Dental Students is all the dental students of Pakistan coming together to explore and realize to the full potential of the world of dentistry, both nationally and internationally, to become the custodian of the vision, sacrifice, trust, teamwork, and to learn and advocate the community, oral health, scientific knowledge, research.
So as we all know, in today's era, research is considered to be a very basic and important component of our education. And in these webinars, we will try our best to educate you and ourselves as well in the basics of research. And only for that purpose, PADS brings you an amazing opportunity for everyone in the form of a beginner's intro to research. These research webinars are happening today due to the combined efforts of two prominent committees of PADS, that is SCORE and Scientific Council, respectively. Let me give you a brief intro. SCORE, also known as Standing Committee on Research and Education, is one of the committees of PADS that involve dental students in different research projects and enhance their knowledge regarding research. It also stresses the need for the students' involvement within the dental scientific community by offering them different opportunities for the passionate ones who desire to make a difference within the society.
Do you all know what is research? Why are we conducting these webinars on research? Research is actually a systematic investigation into and the study of materials and sources in order to establish the facts and reach the conclusion. These webinars are basically conducted to, these webinars will conduct the important topics that will help you to do research, to know the basics of research. There are two parts of this webinar. The first one will cover the three topics that include the introduction to clinical research that we will cover today. And second day, posing a research question. Third day, abstract writing. And there will be a second part where we'll cover basics of research articles, introduction to literature search, and review paper.
Okay, as you can see on the screen, there are some instructions that we have also emailed you. Let me tell you them again. Kindly make sure to enter with your codes if you still haven't renamed yourself. It will be used to monitor attendance for certificates. Kindly keep your microphone and video off during the session. Only speak if allowed by the host. Stay interactive during the webinar through chat questions. You can share questions in the chat section. They will be answered toward the end. You can also request us if you want to open the microphone to ask question yourself during the question answer session at the end. So now let me tell you about today's session, which is about the introduction to clinical research. Clinical research refers to all the research being carried out on the humans. It involves improving knowledge of diseases, developing diagnostic methods and new treatments or medical devices to ensure better patient care.
Okay, now I will introduce you today's speaker. She is Dr. Aiza Malik, Assistant Professor, Department of Community and Preventive Dentistry, Multan Medical and Dental College. She is editor and research consultant and medical writer advisor for journals of Multan Medical and Dental College. And she is also a chairperson of research, institutional review and ethical board, Multan Medical and Dental College. She has done her BDS in 2004 from Hamdard University, Karachi, and MDS in 2015 from Dow University of Health Sciences, Karachi. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Aiza Malik to deliver the lecture.
कर रही हूँ ओके जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम already introduced by Sarah that I'm Dr. Aiza Malik from Multan Medical and Dental College, and today's topic is about research and about clinical research in particular. So just have a look at the slide first and I do emphasize on each and every letter over here. That's read, evaluate, study, experiment, apply, revise, circumstantiate, and harness. This has already been discussed. Okay, coming up to the slide, just I want to share one of my very own experience with you all. While I was studying my MDS Masters in Dental Sciences, as I did my Masters in Community Dentistry, we were engaged in many of the surveys and surveys in rural areas as well. So once I was being a part of a survey team in one of the GOAT of Sindh, interior Sindh, and we went there and I saw that, of course, the sponsors with us with toothpaste and toothbrushes and everything. We just go there, वहाँ जाके हमने supply किया everything. The things were so new to them. वहाँ के जो बच्चे थे और जो interior के लोग थे, a toothbrush and a toothpaste is like something very, very new to them. But still, anyhow, हमने उनको brushing technique सिखाई और everything जो हमारे survey का motto था वो fulfill हुआ and we came back. Of course, with the forms we had. Or then at that time I realized that हमने तो उनको provision किया, हमने उनको provide की चीजें, वो maximum महीना 2 महीने, maximum for 6 months वो उसको use कर लेंगे. But after that, like Pakistan की 70% of the population जो है rural areas में रहती है, they cannot even afford a toothbrush or a toothpaste. So what next? जब उनकी अफोर्डेबिलिटी ही इतनी कम है तो यहाँ पे क्या उनको ऐसी चीजें प्रोवाइड की जाएंगी बार बार उनका लाइफस्टाइल या उनकी हाइजीन या उनका ओरल स्टेटस किस तरह से मॉडिफाई किया जा सकता है. एट दैट पॉइंट जो चीज़ हमारी टीम के जहन में आई was the chewing stick. This story really is connected with the topic which I'm going to cover today. ऐसी क्या चीज़ हो सकती है कि जो उनको easily available हो और हमारा oral hygiene status maintenance भी complete हो जाए. So the thing came into our mind was this chewing stick, miswak. The next time our team went there, हमने वहाँ से local लोगों से help लेके वहाँ से miswak sticks ली and we studied और उनको बताया और काफ़ी ज़्यादा लोग उसको already उनको पता था miswak के बारे में. But the thing is that के इसके ऊपर scientifically proofs हमें चाहिए थे कि do miswak has the same effectiveness and efficacy as a toothbrush and a toothpaste. And for that, we conducted 2 experimental trials. Because you know, research is nothing without experiments. Once you experiment, once you establish a fact, then only you can implement that particular drug or that particular tool to the population. So, उसके बाद जो 2 trials हमने किए, that were के मिसवाक की mechanical efficacy और मिसवाक की chemical efficacy को test किया जाए. And we run 2 trials, 2 experimental studies, and both of them are now published in international journals. So it is some way something incredible is waiting to be known. Coming up to the topic again, I want to clear a few things before the actual topic starts. I feel my responsibility as well as understanding the level of the audience. Also, I have seen the schedule जो आप लोगों का research का webinar है. I want to start with the basic research. I don't want to jump directly onto the clinical research. Most of you might know, most of you are still not very clear that what is research. Research is the very new and a very much a recent topic that is connected with each and every specialty of medicine and dentistry. It is often viewed as a cornerstone of scientific progress, and it is a systematic process based on scientific methods that consist of testing hypotheses, careful observation, measurements, systematic evaluation of data, and drawing valid conclusions. Importance क्या है research की? Why research in every field, in basic sciences, in clinical sciences? Why research? For screening and diagnosing a disease, every new day, a new diagnostic tool is coming up. New drugs to markets, new surgical techniques, new therapies. A typical basic research almost consists of these 9 to 10 steps. Each step is a vast topic in itself. Identification of the research problem, literature review, most probably people will be having a detailed lecture on this as well. Formulating the research question and the research objective, proposal writing, institutional review board approval and ethical considerations, data collection, entry, analysis, and in the last, the most important is research dissemination. I'll take 20% of the time from this lecture to actually let you people know the basic of research, and then only I can jump on the clinical research. Otherwise, it will not be possible to make you people understand that what is experimental study is unless you know what is non-experimental study is. Now, the first issue, that is the identification of the research problem. If it is a clinical or a non-clinical research, the very first milestone is the research problem, what you want to study. Like in my case, the issue was the non-availability and non-provision of the toothpaste and toothbrushes to the rural areas of Pakistan. This was the research problem. Over here, the first statement it is that is made by a person which may be of a local concern for a community. For example, another example I have put over here, that the effects of COVID-19 pandemic on the psychological well-being of medical students. COVID-19 के क्या effects आए medical students के ऊपर? This was the research problem. Next, carrying out the literature review. I'm not going into the details. It is actually the process of searching for information related to the research topic across many search engines, multiple databases, and other resources. Thirdly, once you are clear with your research problem, you formulate your research question. For example, does change of learning mode that made online teaching these days due to COVID-19 has disturbed the learning capabilities of a medical student? In the first step, you have generated a research problem. In the second step, you actually formulate your research question, what you want to find. Elements of a research question actually these days include a PICO service. PICO actually means P is for patient or the population, I is for intervention, C is for the comparison in the research projects, and O is the outcome. In the fourth step, you write your proposal. That is actually being done to obtain your ethical approval from whichever university, college you belong actually, and as well as for funding. And it is used to justify the postulated research question and to present the detailed methodology in which the research should be conducted. This serves as a roadmap for each step of the research project and described in detail. जो अभी तक आपने research question अपना formulate किया और research के बारे में जितनी methodology search up की, when you write on a paper in an organized manner, that is your proposal. That actually goes for funding, that actually goes to your research board for the approval. And from here, you gain the green signal that, okay, go ahead, start your study from there. Fifth step is the institutional review board approval, IRB approval and ethical consideration. This is a very important step in any of the research. Many of the experts are sitting in this board and they actually thoroughly review your proposal and then they grant the researcher the approval to start or to conduct the study. IRB also emphasizes to gain an informed consent, which is actually a voluntary agreement to participate in the clinical study. Then comes the data collection, the process of collecting the information. This may be done through surveys, questionnaires, interviews, observations, many other tools. Then you go for data entry and cleaning and management of the data. That is usually done through softwares. The most widely used software these days is the SPSS, Statistical Package for Social Sciences. Next, data analysis. On the same software, you use your software to analyze your data. The last step, the important one, is the research dissemination. Once you have done with your research, you have write your research, a proper write-up in a scientific manner has been done. Now the next step is to publish your research in any of a good peer-reviewed, preferably journal. Now what is a peer-reviewed journal? They are medical journals in which there are certain experts who blindly review and give their expert comments on your research. And in this way, they polish your research. जितनी उसकी drawbacks हैं, shortcomings हैं, usually they are overcome at this stage. These were the steps. Now these are certain terminologies which you people must be familiar with before going on to the higher level experimental researches. Sampling, process in which a group of people or observation are extracted from a larger population. If you want to do a survey in Multan, you cannot handle whole of the Multan over here or any of the city over there. You just pick up few representatives from that particular city, from different towns. So this is sampling. There are certain types of sampling like probability and non-probability sampling. In case of clinical studies, I will talk about probability sampling or the random sampling later on. A very brief overview of the study designs. That in research, they are mainly qualitative and quantitative study designs. These are the scientific methods that a researcher follow to assess the association between an exposure and an outcome. A very famous old-time example is lung cancer and smoking. The outcome is lung cancer and the exposure is smoking. So is any association exists between them? अगर हम इस चीज को स्टडी करना चाह रहे हैं, we have two options: quantitative studies and qualitative studies. Qualitative studies are usually out of the scope of few people. However, quantitative studies are usually done at undergraduate level. In quantitative studies, it is usually expressed in numbers and graphs. It is the play of numbers. And it is used to test or confirm the theories and assumptions and hypotheses. Quantitative research mainly include observational studies and are targeted experimental studies. In case of observational, we have descriptive and analytical. However, in experimental, we have controlled and uncontrolled studies. In observational studies, investigator just assesses the association between exposure and outcome. In descriptive studies, the main objective is to describe the main features of the population. In analytical study, the objective is beyond description and where a specific association is assessed. Coming up to the targeted topic of today, that is introducing the clinical studies to you people. A little bit of the idea you have gained that what is research, what are the main steps of research in both experimental and non-experimental studies. Then I have given you a brief overview of the descriptive, observational and analytical studies, which does not involve any type of experiment. Just आपकी judgment है, आपके पास एक research question है. For example, take again the example of already described that what online teaching impacts on the learning behaviors of the medical students. ये आपका research question था. आपने survey put on किया through any search engine or through questionnaires और आपने देखा कि क्या impact है students के ऊपर COVID-19 का, क्या उनकी psychology के ऊपर changes आए. That's it. No experiment, no testing, nothing over there. But when you come into the hierarchy of experimental or clinical studies, in these studies, investigators allocate different exposure to subjects based on different criteria, mainly in random fashion. Remember the example of chewing stick or miswak, जिसमें हमने ये test किया कि मिसवाक की फिजिकल या केमिकल एफिकेसी कितनी है, और ये टेस्ट किन पे किया गया? ह्यूमंस पे. ग्रुप्स बनाए गए, ह्यूमंस को उनके एक्सट्रैक्ट्स दिए गए फॉर माउथ वॉशिंग या मिसवाक स्टिक्स दी गई और उसको उन्होंने ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम यूज किया एंड देन वी कंपेयर्ड कि ओके दीज पीपल वर यूजिंग टूथब्रशेस एंड दिस ग्रुप वाज यूजिंग मिसवाक. नाउ व्हाट अबाउट द ओरल हाइजीन स्टेटस? We compared the status and then we concluded that what is the difference between the two groups. In clinical studies, the investigator is no longer just observing the subjects. It is not the story of observation. It is the story of experimentation. The main study design that come under the umbrella of clinical studies is randomized clinical trials or non-randomized clinical trials. Clinical trial, in very typical term, is the study where participants are selected based on their exposure status. A clinical trial is a prospective study. It goes towards the future and not towards the past, which are retrospective studies, where an intervention is allocated to different groups. Intervention was our chewing stick, allocated to different groups. One group was of toothbrush and the other group of chewing stick, of subjects, and followed over time to identify those who developed the outcome under consideration. Now, till now, I'm sure that you people are very clear with some of the dental tools or indices. If you are not, indices or there are certain tools in dentistry which are reliable and which are acceptable worldwide to record the oral hygiene status. We have, for example, DMFT index for dental caries. We have Uncilis index for gingivitis. Likewise, we have every index in every major disease of dentistry. So when we divided the patients into groups and we want to calculate the outcomes, we use these tools. We use these indices. Clinical trials are used to assess whether the new intervention is safe, efficacious, and effective. Incidence of the outcome is compared between the two groups to assess whether there exists an association between the exposure and the outcome. Coming up to our example again, we had two groups, for example, 50 members in each. 50 members were using toothbrush over 3 months period and 50 members were using miswak sticks for over 3 months. And then we calculated through an index the outcome, the gingivitis status. That what the gingival status was there in the toothbrush group and what was the gingivitis status in the miswak group. This is a pictorial demonstration of a clinical trial. We defined the population, we took the sample, exposed to a new intervention, does not expose to a new intervention, and then we evaluated the outcomes, positive and negative outcomes. And this study always go in a prospective direction. This is a randomized control trial. Patients, treatment group, miswak group, control group, people who are using their normal oral hygiene aid, that is toothbrush. And then we followed up and compared the results. Now the phases of clinical trial. A typical clinical trial actually is based upon 4 phases, 1, 2, 3, and phase 4. In phase 1, the clinical trial assesses the safety, the toxic and the pharmacological effects of a particular therapeutic agent, maybe fluoride, maybe miswak extract, and it usually includes a small number of healthy patients. In phase 2, the investigation is of safety and effectiveness of therapeutic agent at a given dose, but the change is that in phase 2, we use a control group, a comparison group. In phase 3, it is a large-scale controlled trial that assesses the effectiveness of a therapeutic agent, and the patients are recruited from the hospital or the clinical setting. In phase 4, the clinical trial is long-term and it monitors the therapeutic effect which is being used in the market, for example, in toothpaste, is usually assessed. कौन से टूथपेस्ट में कितना फ्लोराइड है, इस चीज को अगर हम मॉनिटर करने जाएंगे तो दिस इज यूजुअली अ phase 4 clinical trial. Now, when we talk about trials, clinical trials, randomized controlled trials, experimental trials, there is an international standard which we have to follow. हम अपनी मर्जी से कोई भी trial नहीं कर सकते, उसके typical steps होते हैं जो हमें follow करने होते हैं. And the most acceptable is the consolidated standards of reporting trial, which we call as CONSORT. When your trial is based on CONSORT, nobody can stop your trial being conducted or being published once it is on CONSORT chart. So just have a look over there. First step is eligibility. Each and every step I will discuss with you in detail. First is eligibility, then randomization, then follow-up, and then analysis. Coming up to the first step. Eligibility of participants. कौन सा participant आपकी particular study के लिए eligible है? In this, we fix our inclusion and exclusion criteria for this. In inclusion criteria, the characteristics that are prospective, subjects must have if they are to be included in the study. For example, again, take the example of the same trial, that Miswak and toothbrush trial. I have included the patients who are not with gingivitis or with severe gingivitis. If a patient is already there with severe gingivitis or severe periodontitis, I cannot really test my variables on that particular patient. And similarly, there are much more criteria to actually, which are actually set before the onset of the trial, कि कौन से ऐसे वेरिएबल्स हैं जो आपकी पर्टिकुलर पॉपुलेशन में होने चाहिए, पर्टिकुलर पॉपुलेशन में नहीं होने चाहिए. So what are exclusion criteria? Those characteristics that disqualify the subjects from being included in your trial. So these criteria are set before the onset of your study, of your experimental study. And these are totally dependent on your research question. आप क्या टेस्ट करने जा रहे हैं? What is your hypothesis? कौन सा एज ग्रुप लेना है, कौन सा जेंडर लेना है, कौन सी क्वालिफिकेशन के साथ आपने अपनी पॉपुलेशन को पिक करना है, उनकी जनरल हेल्थ उस वक्त क्या होनी चाहिए, उनके ओरल कैविटी में फॉर एग्जांपल ऑर्थोडोंटिक या पोस्टोडोंटिक पेशेंट्स को हम यूजुअली एक्सक्लूड कर देते हैं, पेशेंट्स हु आर हैंडीकैप्ड हम उन्हें एक्सक्लूड कर देते हैं. सो देयर आर मेनी क्राइटेरिया कि आप जिसके बेसिस पे अपना इंक्लूजन और एक्सक्लूजन क्राइटेरिया फिक्स करते हैं. So this is all about the eligibility of participants in your trial. Then comes the second important stage in clinical trial, which is randomization. It is used to allocate the therapeutic agent under study to the participants. Each member of the sample included in the study has the same probability of receiving either the therapeutic agent under consideration or the conventional one. For example, I had a sample of 100 for my trial. उस 100 में से मैं कितनों को मिसवाक स्टिक हैंड ओवर करूंगी और कितनों को I'll prefer to have toothbrush, the routine oral hygiene aid. This is totally dependent on the process of randomization in order to exclude the bias. Investigator bias या investigation bias वहाँ पे या selection bias वहाँ पे नहीं आना चाहिए. For that purpose, each participant out of that 100 has equal chance to go into the therapeutic group of miswak or the conventional or the control group of toothpaste. This is the process of randomization. And obviously, because of this randomization, the trials that undergo randomization are much more superior to non-randomized ones. There are certain types of randomization, that is simple, block, and stratified randomization. Second part of the consort list is the allocation concealment in clinical research. It is a technique used to prevent the selection bias in randomized trials by concealing the allocation sequence from those assigning the participants to the intervention groups until the moment of assignment. जब आप ये देख लेते हैं कि आपने randomization कर ली है, randomization को आप किसी एनवेलप में और किसी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डेटा के अंदर उसको सेव करके एंड यू हाइड दैट एलोकेशन फ्रॉम द एग्जामिनर्स, फ्रॉम द पीपल ऑफ द स्टडी in order to avoid selection bias. Blinding is another very important factor in clinical research. Blinding means the people who are actually examining or the people who are actually a part of your survey or a part of your clinical research, they must not be aware of the subjects who are allocated to miswak or to toothbrush group. There are actually three types of blinding, that is single blinding, in which the patients are blind, double blinding, in which the investigator as well as the patients are blind, and triple blinding, patients, investigators, and the statistician, जिन्होंने आपके डेटा को एनालाइज करना है, डेटा को एंटर करना है, वो भी ब्लाइंड होंगे. So triple blind study is the most authentic and the hierarchy of the research, कि जिसमें ना पेशेंट्स को पता है कि उनका आगे क्या प्रोसेस होना है, ना इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स को पता है और ना स्टैटिस्टिशियंस को पता है. In the end, what will be the outcome is not being judged by any of the members of the team. Second last step is loss to follow-up. In clinical research, Lost to follow refers to patients who at one point of time were actively participating in the clinical research, but for any of the reason, they are lost. Maybe because of the time transfer, maybe because of death, maybe because of any disease. Somehow, it is a possibility कि जो initial level पे आपके साथ patients inclusion criteria को follow करके आपकी study में include हुए थे, they may lost to follow up. This was the consort chart. We have discussed eligibility, inclusion and exclusion criteria, the randomization process, the allocation concealment process, follow-up, and once lost to follow-up are being subtracted, now the sample size you have, you analyze your data, you compare your data, क्या results आए toothbrush जो लोग use कर रहे थे और क्या results आए जो लोग मिसवाक use कर रहे थे. We compare the results and we report these results internationally that yes, miswak is a complete oral hygiene tool, both in physical cleaning of the teeth, and it also provides the juice of the miswak also provide chemical cleaning of the oral cavity. Now, from this presentation, the take-home message in terms of clinical research, clinical trial, experimental trial, that it involves the processes through which the testing article is tested for its effectiveness and safety for human use. It ensures complete safety of volunteers, and it is highly monitored and regulated. Obviously, these clinical studies are not as simple as it seems to appear in front of you. These are very complicated and very much regulated and monitored study. And for that reason, these studies are being accepted worldwide that once you report your randomized clinical trial, the drug you have tested or the tool you have tested is usually accepted. You have to be odd if you want to be number one. This is the very basic code of the initial times of the research. Thank you very much, and feel free to have any questions as far as the clinical research is concerned.
Okay, now we are going to take the questions. If anyone want to ask any question, please type in the chat box so that we can ask the questions.
If there are questions in the chat box, kindly check them.
first question is, which will be the best research for undergraduate, either qualitative or quantitative? Of course, it is quantitative. It is easy to be done. Results are easily interpreted. Quantitative research is much more complicated. In triple blindness, as no one is exposed to the plan of the study, like in psychology, there are chief investigators who manage everything. Is that the same case here? There are PIs, principal investigators, who are aware and not blind and not masked with any of the process of the trial. But otherwise, the examiners, the participants, and the statistician must be blind. To which approach beginners is feasible to go? Of course, quantitative. The beginners must start their research career with a descriptive observational study, preferably a short survey. And once you are familiar with the research pattern, then you must jump into the experimental studies and then into the qualitative studies. Benefit of allocation concealment is actually to avoid selection bias. आप एलोकेशन जो आपकी एलोकेशन हुई, आपने 2 या 3 या 4 जो भी आपके ग्रुप्स हैं, आप किसी ड्रग को टेस्ट करना चाह रहे हैं, सो योर एलोकेशन, द पेशेंट्स जो आप उस पर्टिकुलर ड्रग के लिए एलोकेट कर रहे हैं, उनको आपको कंसीलमेंट में रखना चाहिए एट द एंड ऑफ योर ट्रायल टू जस्ट अवॉइड बायस, कि कोई एग्जामिनर या कोई पार्टिसिपेंट किसी किस्म का बायस वहाँ पे सिलेक्शन बायस ना आ सके.
Okay, there's a question. Who maintain a trust between researcher and participant?
Who maintain a track between a researcher
Trust.
and the participant? There's usually a teamwork over there. Examiners होते हैं बीच में, we have a PI, which you may call a researcher, and then we have co-investigators, co-PIs, co-principal investigators, who are actually linking. In case of school, अगर आप कोई school में conduct कर रहे हैं कोई experimental study, so in that case, school administration, school teachers, they are actually coordinating between the students and the researchers. So there's a teamwork over there.
Can you please tell the objectives of a good proposal, like how a good research proposal should look like?
It is actually a very vast, topic. How to write a proposal, what is a proposal, that was actually not the part of this presentation. But anyhow, a proposal actually starts with the introduction. कि आप introduce कराते हैं अपने topic को, then you write up your objective, your research question, your hypothesis. You write a short summary of your proposed methodology. आप क्या methods use करने जा रहे हैं, and what will be the proposed results. These are the actual steps of a good proposal.
Okay. When conducting a literature review, do the article we refer to always have to be published?
Yes, you have to refer. If you referring a typical article, that is also called a parent article. अगर that may be 1, that may be 10. आप कोई भी article को अपना parent article बनाने जा रहे हैं, आप उसको refer करें, that must be published. वो किसी not only in a simple local journal, बल्कि किसी अच्छे high impact factor वाले journal में वो published हुआ होना चाहिए. Because you are making your ideal that particular article.
So next question, on an undergrad level, what are the essentials that we need to keep in mind before starting a research? Is a supervisor necessary? What if we can't find a supervisor?
No, in undergraduate level, you do not need a supervisor. But yes, you must have a PI with you, a principal investigator with you, which may be your a senior. a demonstrator, a lecturer, a head of department of any particular department. अगर आप pathology की research करने जा रहे हैं, you must have a faculty member of oral pathology department with you, and you can conduct a study. No need of having supervisor का concept होता है once you are in postgraduate training level.
How is allocation concealment different from blinding?
Blinding and allocation concealment is entirely different. Blinding is masking of the people who are involved in the conduction of a study. अगर आप कोई ट्रायल करने जा रहे हैं और उसकी कंडक्शन की जो टीम है, जिसमें यूजुअली या तो पेशेंट्स होंगे या इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स होंगे या वो लोग होंगे जिन्होंने वो डेटा कलेक्ट करना है, उसे एनालाइज करना है, उन्हें आपकी एलोकेशन का पता नहीं होना चाहिए. और पता किसको है? एक्चुअली द प्रिंसिपल इन्वेस्टिगेटर. उसे हर चीज का पता है, लेकिन जो ट्रायल को कंडक्ट कर रहा है और उसे एनालाइज कर रहा है, those people must be blind. This is blinding. And as far as allocation concealment is a process. It must be, इसके अंदर एक बहुत important होता है snooze, कि आप sequentially grouped envelopes create करते हैं कि ये particular person इस particular group में ये particular dose of drug ले रहा है. These all details are being write down on a piece of paper and it is sealed in an envelope, you can say. तो ये concealment methods होते हैं. Blinding is entirely different. That is masking.
Okay. Ma'am, what's the concept of plagiarism in doing research?
Concept of plagiarism means similarities. Once you copy paste a work of a researcher onto your desktop, this is plagiarism. You're just copy pasting. But yes, if you're reading that work and you are referring that work, that okay, उसने ये काम किया, उसने ये concept provide किया है, and you then write that concept in your own words, then it is okay, it is acceptable, but you cannot just copy paste his or her work. That is plagiarism.
How to choose a topic while being a dental student?
How to choose a topic? In research, we say a research question, a research problem. And a research problem is usually self-generated. आप literature search बाद में करते हैं और problem को पहले identify करते हैं. The problem may arise from your home, from your family, from your colleagues, from your college, from your background. If you are from a rural background, you can pick the problem from your vicinity as well, from the school, from the universities, anywhere around you, from your environment.
Okay. In triple blind group, since everyone is blind, where do we stand? What is our role? Are we the principal investigator?
Yes, if you are not blind, you are a principal investigator. If you are conducting and supervising that particular study, then yes, you are a principal investigator. And you are not blind.
What things should be kept in mind while planning on conducting a research?
Planning or conducting a research में क्या चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए? आपको सारे steps पता होने चाहिए research के. Right from the spelling of the research till the publication of that research. आप step by step follow करते जाएं, there will be no gap in the research.
Is there any hierarchy in the types of researches? What is deemed better than the rest?
Yes, there is a hierarchy. This was again out of scope of this presentation, but yes, there is a hierarchy. If you are conducting an experimental study, a randomized clinical trial, it is the topmost research design that we have accepted worldwide. So in the hierarchy, if you want to refer, you can see the triangle of hierarchy in research designs. The lowest is the cross-sectional study, the descriptive study, and the highest is the experimental study.
How to choose a best topic for postgraduate level articles?
First, you have to choose a research problem. Do the literature search. Literature search आपको ये बताता है कि आपके उस particular topic के ऊपर कितना काम अब तक हो चुका है nationally and internationally. If, for example, your topic is prevalence of dental caries in Pakistan, a lot has been published on this topic. So have a topic that does not actually have saturation. आपको literature search ये चीज़ बताएगा if you opt for 3 or 4 research problems, 2 या 3 उसमें से आपके माइनस हो जाएंगे because of the saturation कि उसके ऊपर बहुत सारा आर्टिकल पब्लिश हुआ हुआ है. बट एनी हाउ एक पॉइंट आपको जरूर मिल जाएगा कि जिसमें कोई स्टडी अगर इंटरनेशनली हुई हुई है तो नेशनल वहां पे गैप आ रहा होगा. यू मस्ट बी केप दैट गैप.
If someone fabricates or falsifies a research article, what does that entail?
फैब्रिकेशन में ये होता है कि एक तो आप फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल प्लेजरिज्म लेवल पे यू विल बी ग्रास्ड अपॉन. जब आप किसी जर्नल को अपना आर्टिकल भेजते हैं फॉर पब्लिकेशन, द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप इज टू रन फॉर प्लेजरिज्म. And if you have more than 13% similarity of your research paper with some other research paper which is already published, your publication is usually blacklisted over there. तो firstly तो आप plagiarism पे ही पकड़े जाओगे. Secondly, अगर आप आते भी हैं किसी local publication के अंदर, तो वहाँ पे आपका काम जो है वो चैलेंज हो जाता है बिकॉज HEC की लाइब्रेरी के अंदर जितना हम रिसर्च वर्क पब्लिश कर रहे हैं वो सारा वहाँ पे इनरोल होता जा रहा है हमारा काम. तो वो डेफिनेटली डुप्लीकेशन वहाँ पे आपकी पता चल जाती है.
What are the essentials while conducting a research for the first time? Number of people involved, resources, etc.
No one element actually is involved. There are many elements, many variables which must be planned upon before going for a research. आप research या even एक छोटा survey भी करने जा रहे हैं तो उससे पहले you have a long list of planning items with you. The team, the manpower, the resources, the instruments, everything, the paperwork, the transport even, everything must be planned upon. आप कोई एक single चीज़ को अपनी priority नहीं कह सकते.
Okay. Is there any chart like consort chart to consolidate the standard of reporting trials?
Actually, in this, consort is a typical chart for clinical studies. If you are going through a descriptive observational study, if you want to run a survey, there are other specific guidelines already reported. If you search upon, आप search कीजिए तो उसमें आपको guidelines हर study design की separate मिल जाएगी. Consort is basically for clinical trials only. So if you are conducting an observational trial, just search for the standard guidelines of observational trial.
Why cross-sectional studies are deemed lower than randomized controlled trials?
Because what does a cross-sectional study give you? Just an idea. एक आप population में गए और आपने वहाँ जाके cross-sectional study perform किए, just will give you the number that okay, out of 100, 50 of these members are having caries. That's it. Nothing new in it. ये तो already बहुत सारे लोग इस चीज़ को report कर चुके हैं. Now, in research, the new thing is कि आप वहाँ जाएं, आपको experiment run करें and introduce something new, add something new to the research. So that is why cross-sectional studies are not being, accepted at postgraduate level. But yes, in undergraduate level, you must start with a cross-sectional study and then go ahead.
Is there any criteria to meet before starting a research at an undergraduate level?
Criteria are the steps of research. You must read the steps of research and you build your criteria yourself. That yes, at this stage, at designing and research question, I need this. And then at conduction, at data collection, I need a team, I need this and this. So the criteria are the steps in research.
If anyone wants to ask any other question, please write in the chat box. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending the webinar. I think there's a question. There's a question, last question. If our institute doesn't have any facilities for undergraduate students to carry out research, what are our options?
Okay, if your particular institution is not supporting, then you can collaborate with other institutions. There are researches which are multi-centered. Like आपका institution आपको support नहीं कर रहा, there are other institutions जो research conduct कर रहे हैं, you may be a part of those institutions. But at undergraduate level, yes, you need an umbrella. आपके साथ एक leading body का होना ज़रूरी है. So you may collaborate. छोटे NGOs होते हैं जो research conduct कर रहे होते हैं, you may be a part of those NGOs.
Next question is, what are the types of research writing, like article, letter to the editor, etc.?
In research writing, we have many types of writings. The most familiar and the most worthful is, you can say, is a meta-analysis. It is obviously difficult to understand for undergraduate students at this level, but we have meta-analysis, we have systemic reviews, then we have original articles, we have editorials, case reports, we have case studies, editor writing. There are many types of writing in a journal. But in case of typical medical and dental writing, we usually support original articles that are based on experimental research.
Okay, how analytical studies differ from experimental one?
Analytical study differs from experimental one in a case that experimental study actually experiments something, and in analytical study you compare, like in analytical study we have case control studies, we have cohort studies, that you have the data, you have the readings, and you analyze it and report it. For example, you have 10 patients who are cigarette smokers, and you see, okay, in 10 patients, how many of them develop lung cancers? This is all about analytical study. But in experimental studies, you experiment a new drug, you experiment a new tool. This is the difference.
Okay. If you are performing a research at a undergraduate level from your university, can the supervisor be from any other college?
Oh yes, no problem.
Okay. I think that's all. Okay. One more question. What's the most feasible type of analytical study in Pakistan, specifically in Lahore?
Analytical study depends upon your feasibility. If you're working in a hospital and you have a good record of your particular research problem, you can use that record and you just report it. This is cohort analytical study. But if you want to have a prospective study, you can go for case control study. These are the basic two types of analytical studies. So this depends upon your feasibility. आपके पास कितना manpower और कितने resources हैं.
Okay. Is it possible for an undergrad student to work with a postgrad student?
Of course, why not?
Do we use or apply interventions in analytical studies?
We cannot test an intervention in analytical study. We can only hypothesize that assumptions can be made upon that intervention in analytical study, but we cannot test. Testing is just nominated for experimental studies.
I want to ask a question, ma'am. As they said कि undergraduate level पे like अगर कोई बच्चा कर रहा है research तो उसको वैसे benefit नहीं होता क्योंकि उनके काउंट नहीं किया जाता research अगर कोई student कर रहा है तो क्या ये सही है या मतलब आपकी कोई गवर्नमेंट आपकी पोस्ट होनी चाहिए या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट लेवल होना चाहिए तो ही आपको रिसर्च करनी चाहिए?
Actually, the best time to do research or to start research is the undergraduate level. Unfortunately, हमारे जो vicinity है यहाँ पे ये चीज़ applicable नहीं होती, but in certain colleges in which I have worked upon, like Daw है या Agha Khan है, यहाँ पे undergraduate level के ऊपर 4 studies are mandatory over there कि आप 4 cross-sectional studies करेंगे, then you can be a part of final year examination only. So आप छोटे level की studies कीजिए and why it cannot be credited. आपकी CV के अंदर वो स्टडीज लगाई जाएंगी। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस देयर आर मेनी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम्स जिसमें इनरोल होने के लिए इट इज़ मैंडेटरी कि आपके पास कुछ नंबर ऑफ स्टडीज होनी चाहिए इन योर अंडर ग्रेजुएट टेन्योर। सो अंडर ग्रेजुएट लेवल पे स्टडी का होना अब मैंडेटरी होता जा रहा है टू गेट एंटर इनटू मेनी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम्स, to be a part of teaching in many institutions. So it is never wasted. आप undergraduate level की जितनी studies हैं, they will definitely be a source of benefit for you in your future.
One more question. After if someone has done a cross-section study, what should be the next study to be done by a student?
In my point of view, if you have gone through a good cross-sectional study, next you must have to plan an analytical study. After analytical study, you now step into the field of clinical research. After clinical research, you must do a qualitative study.
Okay. What's the minimum sample for the study?
Sample size for any study, it is a very vast field in the subfield of research. Sample cannot be taken just as it is कि आपने haphazardly 100 का 200 का sample ले लिया, या आपने जिस article को refer किया है which is your parent article, अगर उसमें 500 लोगों को लिया गया, it is not necessary कि आप भी 500 के लिए eligible होते हैं. There are particular statistical formulas, there are certain softwares कि जिसके ऊपर आप अपनी population की certain findings को put करते हैं, and then the software or that particular formula through calculation give you a sample size, and that sample size is actually eligible to be applied on your study. So it is a big field and you must need a help of a statistician before you decide your samples for your study.
Ma'am, the time has run out, but there are some more questions. Do you want me to read them?
Yes, no problem.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. What can be best research ideas in the field of biomedical engineering?
In the field of biomedical engineering, that is totally out of my scope. You must contact a biomedical engineer for that.
Actually, we have students from all over the. Okay. Can blinding in a way be considered a way to reduce confounding in randomized controlled trial?
Yes, confounding factors are actually those which are parallelly affecting your study. For example, एक छोटी सी example आप ये ले सकते हैं कि अगर किसी को pharyngeal cancer है and he or she is taking a snuff and he is a smoker as well. You are studying the effect of smoking on pharyngeal cancer, but the parallel disease or the parallel habit is snuff as well. So the snuff was a confounding factor. Blinding confounding factor को handle कर सकती है, but उसको remove नहीं कर सकती. वो आपको अपने inclusion और exclusion criteria के अंदर fix करना पड़ेगा.
Ma'am, a person is asking for your email address.
Okay, yes, no problem. The host can share my email address over here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, next question is, how should you progress with the research if you want to study a rare disease at undergraduate level?
Now, this totally depends on your research problem. आपका research problem क्या है? आप सिर्फ ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि इस disease का prevalence, इसकी occurrence कितनी है एक population में, तो एक अलग research design formulate होगा. If you want to test, like जो मिसवाक और toothbrush वाली example है, उसमें you want to test a tool for oral hygiene, तो उसके लिए different research design formulate होगा experimental. So it totally depends on your research question, on your research problem as well. कि आपका research problem क्या है?
Next question is, after selecting a topic, do we need to get a permission from the review board before progressing further?
Oh yes. Because once you are done with your research, आपकी complete हो गई research, now you want to publish your article, no journal will accept your article without the IRB approval letter, original IRB approval letter. So it's better to have the approval, and it is good for you as well. कि वहाँ से इतने एक्सपर्ट ओपिनियंस आपको मिलते हैं कि that will definitely improve your study. So no harm in it.
Ma'am, sometimes it takes about 6 months to get a IRB letter. So a person can get frustrated by that time. What should we do? मतलब बच्चे तो इतना वेट नहीं करेंगे, कहेंगे कि 6 महीने अगर मुझे
Because this
लग
is
रहे हैं.
Pakistan.
बिल्कुल.
So यहाँ पे ये होता है, लेकिन you must be smart enough. For example, अगर आपको ये लगता है कि आपका IRB, you must have an idea कि आप किस institution से belong करते हैं और उस institution में delay हो जाता है IRB आने में. So meanwhile आपको IRB put forward अपने proposal time से बहुत पहले कर देना चाहिए उसके लिए apply. और meanwhile you know कि ये study मेरी approve तो हो जानी है, plus minus आने हैं, इसके अंदर कुछ improvements आनी है. Meanwhile you can go for your data collection. आप data collection start कर दें, IRB letter आएगा, then you carry on your study forward.
Okay,
So,
मतलब डाटा कलेक्शन हम कर सकते हैं.
Exactly. आप हाँ, with the approval of your supervisor, you can move your study on. और जब तक IRB आएगा, आपके काफी सारे steps research के already हो चुके होंगे. A smarter vision, you know, needed to be done this.
There is a suggestion कि start from cross sectional and end at qualitative one. Why not the quantitative ones?
Because cross sectional itself is a quantitative one. आप quantitative design से start कर रहे हैं और towards the hierarchy you move towards the qualitative study.
Okay, मैम research in survey और review articles का difference and importance बता दें from a post graduation point of view.
Okay, take the question as that survey is a descriptive study design. From a descriptive study design, you actually go towards original article writing. You have collected your data, you have analyzed your data, and you have interpreted your results, and then you have published that particular results in a particular journal. However, in review articles, you just get summary of 10 different articles from the same topic. आपने 10 articles उठाए एक topic के ऊपर, you pick one paragraph from there of your interest, you pick some text from the second one, some text from the third one, then you accumulate, amalgamate all of them, and you produce a review article. No, you know, the data collection and data analysis phase is just not present in these review articles. And original articles are much, much more important than review articles. Even our PMDC Council does not give weightage to review articles. They just want original articles that are based on research.
Okay, how can we get help from while selecting a topic for research? Where do we start?
I've already answered कि आपकी research कहाँ से start होनी चाहिए. That depends on your research problem. आप किस प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन चाह रहे हैं. अगर आप सिर्फ रिसर्च में एंटर होना चाह रहे हैं, जस्ट गो फॉर अ सर्वे. मुल्तान के सबब्स में बहुत रूरल एरियाज हैं, या किसी भी सिटी के सबब्स में रूरल एरियाज होते हैं. जस्ट गो ओवर देयर, collect the data on any topic, on dental caries, on fluorosis, on cancer, anything you want, and then analyze that data and publish a report. So this is the very initial step. और यहाँ से फिर आप आगे जाइए, आप अपने रिसर्च क्वेश्चंस बिल्ड कीजिए, रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम्स बी विजुअलेंट कि आपके आगे पीछे क्या हो रहा है, कौन से ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं. लाइक करंटली कोविड इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कोविड के ऊपर आप कोविड की रिलेशनशिप देखिए विद ओरल हाइजीन्स. ड्यूरिंग कोविड लॉकडाउन जो है वो क्या इफेक्ट्स आए हैं ओरल स्टेटस के ऊपर. इस तरह के बहुत सारे आपको इश्यूज मिल जाएंगे. सो करंट स्टेटस के ऊपर बी विजुअलेंट.
Okay, if an undergraduate student just want to start the research work, not did anything before, what will you advise the student to start with? Which writing?
Not writing, he or she must go for reading first. आप अपना रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करते ही लिटरेचर सर्च पे जंप कीजिए. गो फॉर रीडिंग. ओरिजिनल आर्टिकल्स को ढूंढिए, जर्नल्स को रीड कीजिए. आपकी लाइब्रेरी में, आप जिस भी इंस्टीट्यूशन में, आपकी लाइब्रेरी में ढेरों रिसर्च जर्नल्स पड़े होंगे. आप उन जर्नल्स को गो फॉर रीडिंग. उन जर्नल से आपको बहुत नए आइडियाज भी मिलेंगे। और स्टार्ट हमेशा बहुत सिंपल रिसर्च से लें, कभी भी जंप ना करें एनालिटिकल या एक्सपेरिमेंटल स्टडीज के ऊपर। जस्ट स्टार्ट विद अ वेरी वेरी सिंपल सर्वे विथ मिनिमम सैंपल साइज।
ओके मैम, वन क्वेश्चन कि जो ऑथर्स होते हैं, कितने ऑथर्स होते हैं उनका काउंट होता है? क्योंकि एक मेरे ख्याल में नंबर होता है ना, उतने नंबर होंगे तो उनको क्रेडिट मिलेगा, या जितने भी ऑथर हो तो वो चलता है? आर्टिकल में कोई इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है ऑथर के होने से, मतलब काउंट ऑफ द ऑथर?
ऑथर्स का इम्पैक्ट एक्चुअली आपकी टीम कितनी बड़ी है वो पूरा ऑथर वो क्रेडिट ले सकती है। नाउ इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द जर्नल इन विच यू आर पब्लिशिंग। आप किस जर्नल में पब्लिश करने जा रहे हैं उनकी लिमिट होती है। कुछ 6 कहते हैं, कुछ 12 कहते हैं, कुछ 18 कहते हैं, कुछ 3 कहते हैं। इंटरनेशनल कुछ ऐसे जर्नल्स हैं जो सिर्फ 3 ऑथर्स को क्रेडिट देते हैं। सेकेंडली पीएमडीसी या एचएससी जो हमारी गवर्निंग बॉडीज है मेडिकल डेंटल की, वो क्रेडिट देती है। इनिशियली वो दे रही थी 3 को, अब वो दे रही है 6 को। तो 6 के बाद हमें मेडिकल डेंटल साइड पे क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता। बट येस, अगर 6 के बाद और ऑथर्स हैं तो उनकी सीवी में वो जरूर ऐड ऑन होगा। बट अगर वो प्रमोशनल बेसिस पे अपना क्रेडिट चाह रहे हैं तो सिर्फ 6 ऑथर्स को मिलता है।
एक क्वेश्चन है, आई सेलेक्टेड वॉट एंड ह्यूमर एज माई रिसर्च टॉपिक, इट्स इंसिडेंट्स इन पाकिस्तान, बट इशू इज देयर नो एक्चुअल data available in Pakistan about it except 2 articles only. What to do then if I'm interested in a topic on which I can't get enough data? What to do?
दिस इज अ वेरी गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू राइट अपॉन। आपका टॉपिक ऐसा है जिस पे पाकिस्तान में काम नहीं हुआ। सो ये तो ज़्यादा अच्छी बात है कि आपका टॉपिक जो है वो उसकी सैचुरेशन नहीं है यहाँ पे। आपको जो प्रॉब्लम आएगी वो ये आएगी कि आपको नेशनल रेफरेंसेस नहीं मिल रहे कि इन पे क्या काम हुआ है। बट डेफिनेटली आपको इंटरनेशनल रेफरेंसेस मिल जाएंगे। यूज दोज इंटरनेशनल रेफरेंसेस एंड गो फॉर राइट अप, गो फॉर योर स्टडी। वो स्टडी तो आपकी ज़्यादा वर्थ रखेगी कि क्योंकि उस पर अभी तक काम नहीं हुआ ज़्यादा। सो डोंट हेजिटेट, जस्ट गो अहेड, just use international literature on your topic.
Uh, he's saying that hospital don't give any data related to such patients. What should we do then?
Hospitals usually reluctant नहीं होते डेटा देने के लिए। वो they are most welcoming कि आप वहाँ पे रिसर्च कंडक्ट करें। बट एनी हाउ अगर हॉस्पिटल्स डेटा आपको नहीं दे रहे, यू कैन टेक योर डेटा फ्रॉम प्राइवेट क्लिनिक्स। आप प्राइवेट क्लिनिक्स में आप दूसरे हॉस्पिटल्स में चले जाएं, वहाँ जाके आप परमिशन लें। रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूशंस इतने सारे हैं कि आप वहाँ से जाके आप परमिशन लेके आप अपना डेटा कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
ओके, आपने जो क्वेश्चन किया है बेसिक टॉपिक्स वगैरह का, हमारा कल का है टॉपिक पोजिंग अ रिसर्च क्वेश्चन और टॉपिक, तो ये कल कवर होंगे। ठीक है, हमारे बाकी वेबिनार्स किए हैं लिटरेचर रिव्यू पे, आर्टिकल राइटिंग पे, तो ये सारे क्वेश्चन जो हैं ये उनमें होगा। ठीक है, ओके, नाउ आई एम एंडिंग द वेबिनार। ठीक है, थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर अटेंडिंग. We treasure your contribution and time with us. You are a great audience, and we hope you learned something productive today. Now, don't forget to fill the post-evaluation form, which will be shared on the WhatsApp group. And ma'am, I would like to thank you for the lecture. It was very informative. We've learned a lot from you.
Thank you so much, and all my good wishes and good luck to all of you in the research field. And you are most welcome. You are free to contact me anytime, just for the research in dentistry is concerned. Okay, take care.
Thank you, ma'am. If anyone want to stay for picture, they can stay. After 10 minutes, we will release the post test on the WhatsApp. Link will be shared in the WhatsApp groups. Link for the post test will be released on the WhatsApp group in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, see your respective WhatsApp groups. Okay, you will be given 20 minutes to solve that questionnaire, and please, it's a mandatory for everyone to solve that. Your certificates are based on your marks. If any one of the participant want to open their video, they can. Otherwise, they can leave the meeting. If anyone want to leave, they can leave the meeting, but stay on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I think we should take the सब आ गए हैं क्या? ठीक आ गए. प्लीज जल्दी ले लो जो भी ले रहा है. Okay. On the count of 3, please.
Okay, guys, I'm taking one last picture. जिसको आना है वो आ जाए. Okay, on the count of 3. 1. Just a minute. Okay, now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Say cheese. Thank you so much, guys.
Everyone can leave now. Meeting has officially ended.